If we were to walk down the narrow streets of a typical Santiago neighborhood tonight, we would undoubtedly sense the hopelessness in the air. We'd see it in the cathedrals and the scattered Catholic memorials that dot the roadsides, commemorating the lives of those who passed on into eternity through some tragic accident. We'd hear it on everyone's televisions as the newscaster tells of the latest gang-related crime. We'd feel it as we pass by people walking on the streets who are struggling to make ends meet with no real, eternal purpose in their lives. The streets are filled with hurting people who are searching for something. You can almost see the searching in the eyes of those teenagers and young adults who have turned to anything within their reach that has promised relief from their emptiness. Years ago, if we would have walked down Atacamenyo Street, we would have found a young man named Mirko, whose eyes reflected the despair of a life without Christ. He thought the answer would be found in his promising career, but too often he staggered home, intoxicated, still searching for a purpose in life, only to wake up the next day empty, with no answers. After Gisela gave birth to their first son, whom they named after Mirko's favorite rock and roll singer, tragedy struck. One of Mirko's closest friends passed away, leading him to think deeply about eternity. All the while, Mirko's mother, a faithful Christian, never ceased to pray for God to transform her son. After many years of chasing what this world offers, by God's grace, Mirko went to a Bible-preaching church and placed his faith in Jesus. Today, we can find Mirko teaching at the Chile Bible College on Las Brisas Street, surrounded by students whose stories echo his own. Despite the hopelessness and brokenness that plague Chile, this generation is determined to make a difference. They are committed, with God's help, to walk every street, knock on each door, and share the hope-filled message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. These same students will one day be sent out to start churches within walking distance of thousands and thousands of homes. Their dream is to plant a gospel-preaching church within the reach of every Chilean family, because they believe that the local church is God's plan for transforming lives. They have witnessed it firsthand in their own families, and now they have been called by God to take this message to Chile and beyond. And so it is here that they prepare and pray for what God would have them do and where He would have them go. They prepare and pray for what God has in store for them. We can only dream about how many more lives will be reached with the gospel within the next decade, how many more families will be discipled, new believers baptized, pastors ordained, and missionaries sent out. What God is doing in Chile is thrilling, and you are a part of it all and can share in that excitement. It's been through the partnership of churches like yours and the prayers of so many that God has done what we are seeing today. Pray with us that God will continue to supply the funds we need to train men and women for the ministry and to help plant churches throughout Chile for God's glory. We believe that the ministry God has privileged us to develop in Chile over the last 20 years is far from nearing its end. In fact, if the Lord tarries this coming, we are just at the beginning.